Hi everyone, Melissa Dudon out here, and I am joined by Al Mancini. He is the creator and owner of Neon Feast. He's wearing it there on his shirt, and also you have your own podcast, Food and Loathing.
Food and Loathing podcast. New episodes drop every Friday. If you want to know what's going on in the Las Vegas food world, please tune in.
I mean, who doesn't love food? I'm so excited to talk to him. So one of the reasons we want to talk to him, the main reason, he created this amazing app called Neon Feast, where local foodies or locals, tourists alike, can get on and see what they want, where to go, and it's all recommended by experts here in town. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, the idea was I've been writing about food and beverage in Las Vegas for, almost 20 years, for just about anybody who would have me. Most recently, 4.5 years at the Review Journal. What I was realizing is, though, that a lot of people want all of the information in one spot. They want an app. They're used to that. They're used to the convenience in the palm of their hands. The problem being the apps tend to be crowdsourced. And this is Las Vegas, where everybody knows a guy or knows a gal who knows a guy, right? So why would you ask for restaurant advice from strangers when I could ask for restaurant advice from people who really know what they're talking about, put it all in one app and put it in the palm of your hand? So I sent out a huge survey to chefs, influencers, critics, journalists, restaurant owners, and I said, where do you send your friends and your family when they ask for Italian, or when they ask for Mexican, or when they ask for a great place for romance? And I spent 9 months compiling all this information, building out an app, putting it all in the palm of your hands, and that's what we're doing with Neon Feast.
And that's what I love about this app, because you have these curated lists. Not only is it broken out by food or beverage, but also, do you want a romantic vibe? Are you looking for something a little bit more upbeat? How important was that to get that in there?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the day of the old restaurant guidebook. When you went on vacation somewhere, you would just flip through it, the whole plane flight there, right? So I really like to dig in. So what we tried to do is put some context in this, that you might start off just looking for a great arts district restaurant, but then as you get there, you find one and you say, oh, this is also on our list of romantic restaurants. Let me see who else is there. And then, oh, this is also on our list of Italian restaurants. Let's see who else is on that list. So I feel like if you want something very quickly, wherever you're standing, you can push one button, it'll pop up a map, show you what's very close to you. But if you really want to explore the Las Vegas dining scene, which for me is so much fun, you can really dive into this, and you can bookmark ones to show your friends later. And while you're in the app, many of the restaurants have activated special features where you can send a question to the manager, or make a reservation, or even order takeout up to your hotel room or something if they offer that.
Wow, that's amazing. So one of the things that I really love about this app compared to other apps, when you get on other apps, and I won't name them, but you never know if they're paying to be on the site. And restaurants, can they pay to be on your site?
No, there's no pay to play on this. Now look, we'll be honest, we do charge them to activate the premium features, but you don't get any special treatment for that. And I'm fine if less than half actually activate those features. We're here to promote the entire local restaurant community, and the only way we can do that is by really taking that kind of old media journalism approach, which is only calling experts, only recommending places that I'll put my name behind. Again, I've been writing about food and beverage for 20 years in Las Vegas, so if I'm going to vouch for something, then somebody good must have told me it was a good restaurant, and then I'm going to go in and check it out myself as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Restaurant Row. We're actually on the corner of 7th and Carson, in front of 7th and Carson, part of Restaurant Row, and downtown really has some amazing restaurants and some hidden gems that people might not know about that are featured on the app.
Yeah, and I mean, the Fremont East District itself has a whole list set up. 7th and Carson is one of them. This is one of my favorite restaurants. I love coming for brunch here, right on Carson Avenue, Restaurant Row. So right down the street, we have Carson Kitchen, which was celebrity chef Kerry Simon's final Las Vegas restaurant that he opened in Las Vegas. It's still going strong. They're still being innovative in there. They're keeping that rock and roll spirit alive. They're keeping the great comfort food that he pioneered alive. They've got a great backyard, a great rooftop patio. I just love going there. It's a great place for people watching. And then, if you want to get fancy downtown, then I really like Barry's Downtown Prime. I mean, that's one of our best special occasion restaurants off the Strip. It's on probably 4 or 5 of our lists in the Circa. Barry Daycake has been a chef in this town going all the way back to the 9 Steakhouse, and he does an amazing steakhouse there in the Circa. So those are just a few of my favorites, and I didn't even get to the Arts District, which has its own huge list on this app.
I mean, you're so excited about these restaurants. You make me so excited about these restaurants. How many restaurants and places are on the app right now, and how many do you guys plan to add?
We're approaching 500. My goal was to keep it at about 500 valley-wide for the entire Las Vegas Valley. We may go a little higher than that. We still have some specialty lists I want to add, some places for cocktails, some places for maybe really specialized stuff like Black-owned businesses, LGBTQ-owned businesses, woman-owned businesses. I want to partner with the right people to make sure we put those lists together. So they'll be rolling out within the next few months, but I don't see this really ever going above 550-ish restaurants. I mean, we want to keep it manageable. That's the problem. When you go to some of these other apps, there's so many restaurants. You have to sort through so much garbage that you can't really get to the quality recommendations amidst all the noise. So our goal is really to keep this manageable so that as you're flipping through it, you know every place you see comes highly recommended. It's a good restaurant. You're going to have a good time. We don't argue about who's best. These are all just great places. You're going to have fun at any one of them.
And I have to say, I get so much anxiety, really, when I have a family coming from out of town and they say, Melissa, where should we go to eat? Because some sort of block happens in my head where I forget all of these restaurants and I send them to the same place over and over, but I want to venture out, and this app helps do that. Did you have that in mind?
That was really, the goal was to make it very convenient. I mean, even the experts that I surveyed, a lot of them come back to me afterwards like, oh man, I forgot to mention this place, because everything's not always top of mind. That's why really we've been working on this for 9 months, trying to really pull these lists together, make them very usable, very accessible, and reminding people, oh man, I forgot that excellent restaurant. And we're still open to changes. I mean, if the people that I polled, or if even other people whose opinions I highly recommend, if they start calling me and saying, yo, you forgot this Thai restaurant, why isn't it on there? Of course it's going to be on there. I mean, pretty much I'm curating this thing with the help of experts, and anybody has something that they want to recommend, give me a call. Y'all know my number.
And it's a free app.
Free app, 100% free to use, 100% free for the restaurants to be on it.
Okay, anything else you want people to know about this app?
No, that's it. Just please download Neon Feast. It's on the app stores. You can also go to neonfeast.com. And again, please listen to my podcast, Food and Loathing, because that's really the up-to-the-minute stuff. If a restaurant is brand new, it doesn't get added to Neon Feast right away, and it won't. I really want to hear what the experts think about it as it settles in. But if you want to know what's brand new in Las Vegas, listen to Food and Loathing, the podcast.
People might say, I want to give you my reason why I don't like this restaurant or do like this restaurant. Is it just going to be an expert list, or are you going to take feedback from the general public?
We are not taking feedback from the general public. Unfortunately, it's just too hard to know. Who knows what they're talking about? Who has an axe to grind? So I'm really just trusting the people that I can trust. But if you go to a restaurant and they've activated the photo gallery feature, you can upload images of your meal, and as long as the restaurant approves them, make sure it is actually something that was served in their restaurant, they'll hit the approve button and it'll show up on their feature. So you can still interact. You can also send questions to the restaurants. You can give them feedback. But as far as being able to just spam somebody's listing because you have a grudge, no, we don't want that.
Absolutely. Just talk about, before we let you go, this labor of love. I mean, this is something you've said, you know what, we need it, I'm going to go for it. What has it been like for you?
It has been crazy. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I never wanted to really build my own thing. I've worked for some of the best newspapers and publications in Las Vegas, and I've always enjoyed working for them. I'm very grateful to the Review Journal for giving me 4.5 years during the pandemic, but I just felt that nobody was really responding to the way that people consume restaurant reviews today. So the choice was either leave it up to the crowdsourcing and the people that we don't know who they are, or find a new way to do it. So I figured we'll give it a shot. Let's roll the dice. This is Vegas. You got to roll the dice.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.